Alright, hello everybody. Oreimo here with the month of August, event schedule roadmap thingamabob. Hopefully we'll have some people pop in on the call, or I can just still go through this myself, but here's what I gather from it. We start really early with Sparspace, the Overlord Asagi version. Today! Which I haven't started yet. And I will start in the following video after this one. So, explaining it, I don't think I need to do. Because, we're gonna do it together.
Are you streaming?
Yes.
On YouTube then?
Yes, I'm on YouTube streaming.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
Makes sense that I'm explaining things to, the air?
Yes. Discord doesn't have the streaming icon next to your profile picture.
Discord is easy. Okay. So, oh, I see you in the chat, Generic. So I guess we'll still discuss things that way. For the shy people who don't want to talk in call. Where was I? Yeah. The first event thingy would be Etna Summer Resort, which is the usual. You do your defense battles, get points, buy stuff for your item world. Pretty easy. We've done that a million times before. It's not mentioned here, but today we have our UTD summon and our robbery summon, and I recommend you do a robbery or two, because you're going to need the AP pots and such for the upcoming events. I know you're going to want to save your quartz, but if you can't do the event fully, that hurts, Then unit-wise, we've got some generic types coming up. Wise and Kiki and Timmy. Wise is, what was she? She was a Sage type from, the Skya 5? Yeah. Kiki is, Shaman, generic type, and Timmy is a Beast Tamer. Wise, I think, is the best one, from what I remember when people were talking about it. Let's see, she gets everyone's basic stats up by 12%. At the beginning of battle, she gets an extra 25 SP, but that's just to herself. Any 5. Highest enemies. Enemy of the highest AG starts off with defense and resistance down by 20%, which could be decent. Having a debuff like that right off the bat is good. And then all allies, if there are 3 more humanoids, get crit rate plus 5%, and crit rate is very valuable. But that's why we're raising Pada right now, as fast as we can, so we can deal with Sparspace. Her abilities, manipulate elements, increase her abilities by a single ally. For her first one, multi-attacker, you get your attack and INT up to 45, and party... What? Okay, everybody else gets AG plus 75. That's actually pretty good, too. You get a buff out of it, and then the entire team gets a bit faster for the turn. Her next move is an AoE, but it's just a resistance down. by a small bit. So, nah. And her NE3 is a single target attack INT debuff. So, out of her, I just like her first move and the fact that she gets up crit rate. Like, she's not a must. She's useful. Kiki, on the other hand, a shaman. All enemies get defense and resistance down by 12% for her just existing. Okay, that's nice. I like that. Anyone, all allies. If an enemy resistance debuff. Well, yeah, anyone is going to proc no matter what because of her leader ability. Everybody gets INT and resistance plus 18%. Okay, I like that. For 3 turns. For any 5, all allies, if there are 3 or more humanoids in the party, get 16% more special damage. It's piling on the damage. And her any 7, all enemies, if she herself dies, basic stats except HP drop by 50% for 3 turns. Ah, so it's a little revenge thing. So a decent debuff, but if that happens in spar space, that ruins your score. Because you can't have anybody die. Let's see if we're doing it in a raid. Also hurts score, but it would help you kill the boss. I'm looking at things the wrong way. I'm looking at, like, getting points. If you want to actually beat the boss, this final move is decent. Any thoughts on what I've said so far, generic, since I'm just going over the beginning generic things before we get into the meaty Madoka section of the month? Nerfs your entire team. Oh, you mean like, yeah, PvP, if Kiki does just go down that way. And then had some sort of revive, so every time she does go down, it adds another 50 and another 50, and I didn't say that there was any sort of limit to it, did it? Oh, PvP? I don't know this for sure, but I heard Hazing say something about it. Like it might show up at the middle of next month. I don't have a definite yes on that, but expected it might show up. Oh, okay. So Kiki can be extra mean. That's cool. Then we got... Wait. Is there anything else I need to talk about Kiki? Oh, abilities. Single target attack and INT down by 40 to 50%. Good. Then an AoE that gets defense and resistance down by 15% and does 1 random ailment. Not bad. Rome's better. Let's see. Then her NE3 is a single nuke where basic stats except HP go down by 10 to 15%. Enemy buffs halved. Why not enemy buffs just off? So then she's just kind of on the level of Morome. Yeah, I think that could be better. I don't understand why it's like that at this point. Okay, moving on to Timmy. I don't know why she's called Timmy. Timmy's a guy's name. Am I wrong? Or tell me the female version of a Timmy name. Because I can't think of one. Tammy. Oh, well. Tammy feels totally different from Timmy. Okay. Besides the name, I don't know why they chose that. Her Annies. All monsters get 16% more stats. Great. Then any one monster allies get 16% more skill damage. Great. Any 5 ally with the highest AG at the end of turn gets a deck and INT up by 35%, but for just one turn. But that doesn't really matter if it keeps on proccing every single turn, so it's forever 35%. That's okay. Any 7 self-defense and resistance up by 10% for each monster in the party. Meaning she can get, 40% more? She'd be a little tanky. Her abilities, oh, this might be interesting. Fill your allies with the strength of beast. Party basic, except for HP, go up 20% if monster type basic stats, except HP jump 20%. Huh? Is that like a 20 extra, so is it really 40? What is the what is with this wording here? The ability will normally boost everything but HP up 20%. But if it's a monster type, it's the same effect. But is it doubled? What the heck do they mean? Any idea, generic? Am I just reading it wrong? Am I miscomprehending? Okay, I really hope it's 40%, because that'd be really, really good. I'd want, like, multiple of her, if it's like that. Kinda. Anyway. Then we have a Dominate. Raise morale using a roar. Ally crit rate goes up 10%. Just use another critter. And if monster attack and INT go up by 40 to 50%. So, attack up and crit rate up. That's also great. I like that. She's looking even better than me. Any 3. Ally debuff effect halved. Why not cleansed? Why not just cleanse it? So there's a lot of good with Timmy. Alright. So after that, after them, I think Timmy's best, followed by Kiki, then Wise, apparently. Even though I thought Wise was supposed to be really, really good. We have Kagemaru and her raid. Kagemaru herself, even though she has a kunai in her hand, you know, a little dagger thing, she's an axe unit. Why? I don't know. It's just like, why is it a fist unit when I know for sure he's a sword unit? Because at the beginning of the game in Makai Kingdom, there's a Zeta sword. That thing exists. That's his usual specialty. So, oh, she's specific. If she's on a team Knight allies get basic stats plus 18%. So Knight types. I don't know if I have too many that are Knight type. Any1, a selfish thing, if she's equipped with her axe, she gets 65% more attack. Okay. Any5, if 3 or more Knight type allies are in the party, she gets attack and defense up 50% more. Alright. Any7, when she's attacked, her attack jumps 80% more for 1 turn. So I guess that doesn't stack, or that would be really nice. Or I wish if it was every time she's attacked in the turn, that it jumps 80% and 80% and 80%. I don't know if it's like that, but if it is, her attack just jumps up to maximum extremely fast. Yeah, what is her attack anyway? 15 mil. Okay. She's in the 15 mil range. So her attack will be decent, and she's using axe. Alright. So, as a damage dealer, I'm seeing some promise. It's just being forced to work with Knight types. Do I have the right team for that? Oh yeah, Aiko. I was wondering because I didn't see her as a pull, so you get her for free. All right, good to know. If you guys want to go over Aiko or something, we can talk about that later. I don't even know anything about Aiko. I just know she's something. Let's see. Now abilities. Her first one is an AoE that debuffs attack by 10%. That's relatively cheap to do when it's a wind type. That's okay. That's good for wiping stuff. Elena, she has a self buff. Grants counter stance buff. An attack of 35 to 45% for 5 turns. So I'm going to take that as if she's punched at that point, she will counter stab. Which is also good. And bad at the same time. Now, the reason why I say it would be bad is if you're near a threshold on a boss and you're not, like, wanting to do that extra hit. And then push it so it gets an extra turn and wipes your party. Otherwise, it does add on the damage and ups your score. It's a double-edged sword, I'd say. Like, the last counter-type thing I've seen is, like, Eclair with her, she reacts when she's hit with more defense or jumping in front of people. You get hit regardless of what ailment you're inflicted with. As long as she's still alive, she attacks back with a normal attack. So in that case, if she was equipped with something that just boosted normal attack by something stupid, or we add some more ailments onto her attack. Not that it matters, because bosses are usually immune to all that. But in PvP, that would be nasty. Think of a full team of her. And then you throw an AoE at them. Whoever threw that AoE is just decimated. Right? I think. There must be lag. Anyway, the attack buff lasting 5. Yeah, she's not bad. I do like her a bit. And her spells have paralysis in it, and enfeeble, and speed down. So, spells aren't bad to learn either. Mega enfeeble, mega speed down. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna head off.
Okay. See you later, Realms. Let's see, what else? Where are we? So you went through the Kagamaru stuff, which then sends us into a Madoka Magica territory, where you get, what was it? You get free summons from the premium, which is, what is that, the generic version? Yeah. So, technically, pretty coin fodder. Oh, and we also start with Madoka and Mami's summon. And Madoka is the big one to go for. Why? She has Overheal. Why is that so good? Nothing can kill you if you have like twice or 3 times the amount of HP you normally have, right? That's how that works, right? Oh, counter stance. It said 5 turns with the buff. So she could counter for a while without having to recast that. So, okay, Madoka Kaname. She is a bow wielder, which is right. I'd expect that. That's her main thing. Is she a 15 mil? She's a 15 mil attack. 10 mil INT, so okay. If she's in your party, everybody gets a boost of stats by 16%. Alright. Nothing too crazy there. For anyone, if she has her bow, she gets 60% more special damage. Great. Any 5, all enemies, if self HP is full at the start of turn, everyone gets 12 SP. I kinda don't like that. Because unlike Flan, who if you just have defense as a boost on yourself, you get 15 every turn. If Madoka's hurt at all, everyone's missing out on that 12 SP. I don't know if I like that. Anyway, any 7, self, if 3 or more bow, gun, sword, or forte allies are on the team, attack and resistance jump 50% for her. Okay. So, she's boosting herself up a lot. Does she want to be a DPS or something? Even though I thought... Okay. We'll see. Her abilities. Her first one does a party ability. Party attack and INT up to 30 to 35%. Small healing can overheal by 50%. Allies max HP. So it's not as great as I thought. I thought I could just go and go and go and just have a ludicrous amount of HP. It's just your HP plus 50% more of it. Which is still huge. And then she also, at the same time, gives one ally crit rate plus 10% for 2 turns. Okay. Alright. That's good. Her second one is another AoE party thing. She damages the enemy and everybody gets 5% more speed. Not bad. Any 3. If HP is full, skill powered damage of this single target thing gives up 15%. Okay. But it's an S plus skill, so it should do quite a bit of damage. But is this gonna do like Deus Ex levels of damage? I don't know. But the overheal is still an interesting thing. Since the raid boss is probably consistently slapping over the AoEs, not being able to get past 50%. That's true. So then, you're right. The HP would be within getting the SP more often. I was just thinking of, what if every time I'm damaged... Yeah, okay. That makes more sense, Generic. You're right. Again, if there's anybody that wants to hop into the Discord and discuss these things with me live, I don't mind it. But if you want to be shy like Generic and talk here, that's fine too. We are almost through, and then we can deal with Sparspace, which I'm excited for. I'm not ready for it. I thought that was next month, but it's starting today. Sayaka. Sayaka, I think, is our free unit, right? But I have her up anyway, so let's take a look. Sayaka is a sword unit. Oof. Her stats are kind of low. Attack's at 12 mil. Defense at 13 mil. Maybe we don't care about her stats. Maybe she's got something else to bring to the table. Let's see. All allies. If self is equipped with a sword, attack and defense jump up 18%. Oh, okay. That's a very decent thing. That's better than 16%. Existing just gives all allies an extra 5% speed. Also good for our free unit. Very good. NE5, all allies healings effect plus 25%, meaning she pairs very, very well with Madoka and that overheal and getting to that 150%. Alright, okay. She's so far really helping. NE7, all allies, if there's sword, spear, and bow, gun forte allies in it, damage jumps 18%. Just, it's general damage, I guess. So as a supporting existence, I do like her. I do. Okay, what else does she do? She has an AoE of water that debuffs defense by 10% to the enemies. A good. Her secondary move goes to S+, which is weird, because, you know, it's usually for the NE3. It's a single target with attack and INT down by 30%, and enemies' buffs halved. Why can't it be cleansed? I don't like halved. Anyway, her NE3, though, is a party-wide small heal, defense and resistance up by 30%, random buff 20% or 22 defense or 20 to resistance. I don't know what that means. So is this a rare proccing of an extra 20%? So then it's really a 50% defense or resistance, or what? Huh. But otherwise, okay, as a free unit, she supports the crap out of Madoka. We didn't deserve a Morome, did we? Because these other things that are being released just don't do what she does. Okay, that's Sayaka. So I like her, and we all get her. It's just fantastic. Do not miss out on any 7ing, any 10ing, whatever. Get her done. Now let's look at Mami. Mami is a gun unit. A 13 million attacker. So you're not looking at her to be the one that blows shit up. All allies will get attack and HP up 15%. So that could make you a lot more tanky when paired with Madoka. Any1, all allies, if 3 or more humanoids in the party, you get 16% more special damage. Okay. Any5, enemy with the highest attack at the start of turn is slowed by 12% for 2 turns. So, against a boss, having its speed debuffed every single turn. So it's 2 turns, so it's really 24%, you'd say, over the 2 turns. Just, it keeps on casting. Or higher if you have Krichevskoy in there, I think. That's very nice. Any7, all allies when 3 or more guns, sword, bow, fortes in the party, attack and defense are up by 28%. That is a weird percentage. That's okay. Her abilities. She starts with an AoE with no element to it, but attack and defense are knocked down by 15 to 20%. To all enemies, good. Then her next one to herself. She boosts her attack and defense by 55%. And the entire party gets 10% more crit damage. Well, a lot of these characters are doing crit-related stuff. I like it. Oh, okay. Her NE3. It's a single target S+, that takes attack and defense down by 35% and speed by 10. And removes enemy buffs. Not halves them, removes them. Good mammy. Good girl. All that debuffing and yeah, that's Moromi-ish right there. I like it. Good. So, anybody else? Oh, we got Kyoko to talk about. She's a spear unit, and we love our spear units, don't we, with our Etnas? Spear unit with not crazy attack or anything. We're still playing at the weird 13 millions. Attack and defense up for everybody for just existing. Any1, attack of the highest... enemy of the highest attack at the start of turn, basic stats minus 25%. It's not saying excluding HP. That's either a mistake or it's actually also reducing the HP by 25%. If that is true, if this is not a typo, and I go up against the Sparspace boss, which I can't because he releases after this is over, you know how much that would help? Having already 25% of the HP gone from the Sparspace boss? Anyway. Any5, self. If one enemy is at the start of the turn, damage dealt plus 70% for 1 turn. So... she wants to kill bosses on her own. Okay, I see. So that big debuff, and then super damage, and any 7, all allies when there are 2 more sword, spear, fortes in the party, special skill jumps up by 16%. Okay. So, That's gotta be a typo, otherwise she is one scary unit to use on bosses. Her first ability is party-wide. Heals and defense up by 20%, random other buff of attack plus 40% or the AG up 75%. So, when they say random, does it sometimes not proc at all? Or does it choose between attack and AG? I don't know. Otherwise, alright. Then she has an AoE attack. It takes defense down by 10% for the enemy. It's fire-based. I'll land on any 3. She has a single S+, that consumes 5% of her current HP. Her crit rate jumps 40%. And her skill power damage is plus 5%. Ha. If only she was a 15 mil attacker. So she could be an okay secondary attacker with the amount of time she'll crit now with that extra crit. If it only goes on herself, though. She is a weird bird. If she does all the broken stuff I read she does, hooray! I'd still wish she had 15 mil attack. Maybe she'll get buffed eventually. Now we move on to, what was our badass? Our fiercest Overlord Fest units, which would be Homura and Magical Girl Laharl. So Homura is a gun user. If she's in the team, attack and resistance jump by 18%. Anyone to herself gradually increase attack and defense by 20% every turn. So you don't gotta buff this girl herself, but with other people, necessarily. She will always buff 20% over and over, maxing at 60%. Any 5, when user has a gun, and why would she not, damage jumps by 60%. And any 7, when there's 2 bow or gun fortes on the party, SP plus 12 at the start of turn just to herself. So, I don't see a problem there because, you know, Madoka would be there. And her. So, maybe it could count that way, or does it need double bow and double gun? Her first ability is an AoE fire attack that takes down enemy speed by 3%. That's alright. And then she has a single attack that gets skill power plus 10% when crit lands. And it's an S+. And it's the second thing she learns. Okay, wait. What's your attack again? 15 mil. Okay. So she's gonna be bringing the damage. Good. Okay. So that's a good thing. Her any 3 time reset. Consecutive use prohibited move. Gives her extra turn immediately with a gauge of 1000. Crit rate plus 100, so she's going to hit a crit no matter what. A 1-turn attack and defense plus 20%. All allies. Attack and defense to all allies jumps 20%. And halves the buffs of all enemies. She's scary. But if this... Okay, this could get all the crits I want. Maybe I need to start focusing on making a super gun. Because if this girl can crit all the freaking time, all she needs is really, really good crit damage. And she's a badass type. So, okay, I do like her. She might be a raid murderer. And last but not least, Magical Girl Laharl. Lolly Laharl. Is a magic unit, of course. If she's on the team, everybody gets plus 25% extra critical damage. That is great. Without having it attached to any move to be spammed all the time, just always having that 25%, that is great. Any one, self when equipped with a staff, fire damage dealt plus 70%. That is extra high. Any 5, all allies, if there are 3 allies that are alive, it doesn't matter what these allies are. That's good. At the start of turn, plus 10 SP to all allies, not just her. Good. Any 7, when there's only one foe at the start of turn, she buffs 100% INT for 1 turn, but that doesn't matter. That's still crazy. Okay. Alright, this Laharl is... Skill-wise, first move is for the party. INT defense up from 35 to 45%. Engage to herself by 500. Meaning she's like jumping half a turn up and jumping half a turn up every time she does this. Okay. Then she has a fire AoE move with damage calculated by the foe's defense or resistance, whichever one is lower. So she's doing as much as she can damage-wise. And her NE3 nukes the enemy with an S+ move. When unit has INT buff, the skill power of this ability jumps 10%, and of course, she's going to have that probably 100% INT buff anyway. And then calculate damage, adding 8% of defense. So, if you take 8% of Laharl's defense on top of the INT, that defense is still 13 mil. So, 8% of 13 million is pretty big. What about normal magic? She's got Mega Magic Boost. That's all that matters there for normal magic. She is scary. This Laharl could actually function like a more INT-focused version of Tyrant Overlord Laharl with SP crit damage. Well, is she giving the boost to everybody that's equal to what Tyrant Overlord Laharl does? Let me double check. INT and defense to everybody. Well, she's not boosting all stats like he does. But that may be okay, because by all rights, I'd probably still have Archangel Flan on the team anyway. So that's a full boost of stats anyway. Regardless. Oh, you mean, okay, I see. Alright, what else do I have to talk about? We've got the story event, debut, evil Magi, pure Madoka. So you're going to get some good quartz out of the event. Probably going to get some event limited equipment. I don't know what they do. They usually have something decent like extra SP or an ailment or something on top of whatever the equipment does. Sadly, it won't be rank 40. You got another raid of Prinny X Cube, so it's probably a fusion of the two. Mao's modification summon, so then you can get more. That's where you get your any five. No, your 5-star Prinnies. Make sure you save something for that. Otherwise, I am going to assume that the Insta 6-star items are just going to be for Madoka and Mami and Kyoko and Sakura, leaving Homura and Magical Girl Laharl in the dust not having that item unless they're going to have the item, but I doubt it. So you're going to need your Prinnies set for those two. At least. Okay. So does that go over everything? Am I missing anything? You guys got any questions? Because if not, I'm going to boot up the game and we're going to kick some Overlord Asagi ass! Well, of course, I'll be doing it on a separate video. This video is just meant for this. Well, maybe they change it. I don't know. I'm hoping they do. I like that 6-star item. Saves me a lot of Prinny grind. Anyway. Yeah, if there are no questions, wow, this was almost like an hour-long discussion. Will anybody watch it? I hope. Oh, Supreme, you're in the call. Why didn't you say anything? Probably shy. Alright. So, then that's that. I hope you guys got all the information you need to pull. If it were me, and if I wasn't gonna pull on everything, I
was
would,
listening.
well, you could have talked about the units with me. But if it were me, I'd aim for Madoka, and the badass units.
Okay.
Because they're the most broken things. And if it's early on, early in the month, Timmy or Kiki. That's just my thoughts. Mami would also be good to get while you're pulling for Madoka because of that buff wiping. Oh, I'm gonna try to get everything. As content creator, I have to try to get everything. So, okay. Well, let's get to the space battles. So, thanks for watching, everybody. For everybody else watching, I will be right back.